Let me ask you something. When was the last time someone asked you this question? Not how are the kids, not how are your parents, not how is work going, but simply how are you? Pause. Because if you are between 35 and 55, chances are nobody has asked you that question in a very long time. And yet, you are the person holding everything together. Your alarm rings before the sun rises. You pack the lunch boxes. You check school messages, you reply to office emails, you manage the house, you plan expenses, you remind your parents to take their medicines, and somehow you still manage to smile at breakfast, day after day, without fail, without credit, without rest, and the world calls this parenting. But today, we are going to call it something more honest. Carrying an entire world on your shoulders. If you are between 35 and 55, you belong to something psychologists now call the sandwich generation. You are squeezed between two responsibilities. On one side, your children, growing, learning, demanding your attention, your patience, your guidance. On the other side, your aging parents, who now need your time, your emotional support, and sometimes even your financial support. And right in the middle of these two worlds is you trying to hold everything together. This is why we describe modern parenting with one simple formula. Pay plus rent equals parent. You pay for everything: school fees, coaching classes, groceries, medical bills, EMIs, but you also pay something else. The emotional rent, the pressure, the responsibility, the silent expectation that you must always be strong. Why parenting feels harder today. Now here is something important. Your parents raised children too, but their world looked very different. They had joint families. Grandparents helped raise children. One income was enough. Life was slower. Choices were fewer. But today's parents live in a completely different reality. Most families are nuclear. Both parents must work. Costs are many times higher, and social media constantly reminds you that someone else's child seems to be doing better, which brings us to a pressure many parents feel every single day. Education, pressure, and costs. Education today is not just learning, it has become a competition. The right school, the right coaching, the right extracurricular activities, the right exposure. Every parent wants to give their child the best possible future. But that future often comes with a heavy cost. School fees rise every year. Coaching classes multiply. College planning begins before childhood even ends. And parents quietly stretch themselves financially because they want their children to have opportunities they never had. But the pressure of providing those opportunities can become overwhelming. And so parents do something remarkable. They wear a mask, the superhuman mask. You are strong for everyone. Strong for your children, strong for your parents, strong for your partner, strong at work. But behind that strong face is someone who is exhausted, someone who is quietly carrying more pressure than anyone sees. And the hardest part? Nobody asks how you are doing, because you have become too good at looking like you are fine. Emotional example. A father once shared something heartbreaking. He said, "I work all day so I can give my child the best education. But when I come home, he is already asleep. I am paying for his future, but I am missing his childhood." And in that moment, you realize something painful. Parents are sacrificing everything for their children, but sometimes losing themselves in the process. Identity crisis. And slowly another question begins to appear. A quiet question. One many parents are afraid to ask. Who am I beyond being a parent? Before life became school schedules and responsibilities, you had dreams, passions, interests. You had a version of yourself that existed outside of being mom or dad. But years of responsibility can slowly bury that identity. And sometimes parents wake up one day wondering where that person went. Financial pressure. Then comes the pressure that keeps many parents awake at night. Money, EMIs, school fees, college planning. medical bills for aging parents, insurance, savings, retirement. Parents carry the financial weight of 2 generations at once, supporting their children's future while also caring for their parents' present, and often doing it quietly without letting anyone see the pressure. Control versus freedom. And parenting brings one of the most difficult emotional dilemmas: control or freedom. You can see the mistake your child might make. You want to protect them. You want to guide them. But the tighter you hold, the further they sometimes drift away, because children grow through experience, not control. And one of the hardest roles for a parent is learning when to step back and allow learning to happen. Marriage under pressure. In the middle of all these responsibilities, another relationship slowly changes. Your marriage, you share the same home, but conversations slowly become about responsibilities, bills, children, schedules, parents, and one day you realize something surprising. The couple that once laughed together has slowly become 2 managers running a household, efficient, responsible, but sometimes disconnected. Now here's the truth many parents need to hear. Being exhausted does not mean you are failing. It means you have been giving more than anyone should be expected to give. Feeling overwhelmed does not mean you are weak. It means you care deeply. And saying, "I cannot do this alone," is not failure. It is courage. This is why conversations around parental emotional well-being are becoming so important. Organizations like HuHaHo, the holistic wellness organization, have started creating spaces where parents can talk honestly about these struggles. Not lectures, not judgment, but real conversations about modern parenting. Because what if we change the way we think about parenting? What if your child's failure was not your failure? What if their success was not your validation? Children are not projects. They are human beings discovering their own path. And parenting is not about controlling their journey. It is about guiding it with love and connection. Real transformation begins when parents start healing themselves. First, responsible selfishness. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself is necessary. Second, healing your own wounds. When parents heal, generations heal. Third, connection over control. Relationships influence children more than rules. Fourth, transform guilt into boundaries. Guilt often means you care deeply, but boundaries protect both you and your family. And finally, stop comparison. Your child is not running someone else's race, and neither are you. This is exactly the idea behind the Pay Plus Rent equals Parent conversation created by HuHaHo, a space where parents from the sandwich generation come together to talk, to understand, to reconnect with themselves, and to remember that they don't have to carry this journey alone. If you are between 35 and 55, if you have ever sat alone late at night after everyone else is asleep, wondering if you are doing enough, if you have ever asked yourself quietly, "Am I a good parent?" then hear this clearly. You are not alone. Millions of parents are living the same story. And sometimes the strongest thing a parent can do is not pushing harder, but beginning their own healing journey. If this story resonates with you, we invite you to be part of the Pay Plus Rent equals Parent conversation by HuHaHo, a community for the sandwich generation, a space for parents, a conversation about healing. Because healing is not a luxury. For a parent, it is a revolution.